What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Broscast, episode 235. My name is Harrison. I am joined by my brother Nick. As always, Nick, how are you doing on
What's
this
up? What's up?
beautiful Monday?
This glorious last Monday in September.
Yeah, yep,
Man, it's September over, bros. No,
yeah.
no Nintendo Switch 2 reveal this month.
I'm ready to wake up tomorrow morning with a million Billy Joe memes.
Oh yeah,
Gotta wake him up, man. Gotta wake him up.
he's been woken up. things are going good.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, man. September is over and we're rolling into October.
Yeah, it kind of came and went. I'm not gonna lie, September went by very quickly. That being said, there were a lot of good games that came out.
Yeah,
A lot of stuff to play. So it's overall it was a good month.
yeah. The
That's my
all the
review of September.
Switch 2 rumors are already starting to heat up again. We're in a new month, so that means new rumors. So
Nintendo Prime is rubbing his hands together, getting ready to post the Nintendo Switch this month.
he's already posted it.
Did he?
Yeah. Rhyming it up.
That being said, I have been watching his videos lately, and I've taken to him a lot more than I had previously.
He's a hype machine, man.
He is a hype machine.
You can't fault it. And again, like we talked about like YouTubers in the past and stuff like that, and speculation, and it's like, yeah, sometimes it's like he says, she says, like hearsay stuff, and sometimes it is like concrete evidence with like manufacturing and stuff like that. So I don't know, stuff like that. Like you either want to take all that information in or you don't, and if you're tired of Switch 2 stuff, just don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Yeah,
I'm at the point now where I'll be playing like Black Myth or something, or playing some Switch, and I'll just put it on in the background. Put on OJ or put on Nintendo Prime, and just let them run.
Yeah.
Let them run.
Just get the views. Get the views.
But
yeah, that being said, I have a more so than September, because I mean, with Zelda coming out and then a new iteration of like the Switch Lite, it's like I don't know, but also like that's like the first time we didn't get a direct in September in what 10 years, something crazy like that. So very very, and like a lot of people were like, okay, well they doubled up on the direct in August, so that means they have something for September, and that didn't happen obviously. So yeah, I have a feeling that it's going to be coming soon.
I think it'll be October. I think it'll be sometime mid-October, early to mid-October. I don't think it's this week. I don't know about next week. I don't know when Jamboree comes out.
Jamboree, I think, is the last weekend, or like the second to last week of October.
Second to last week. Okay.
And I don't think, I mean, I know Halloween isn't necessarily like a huge or major holiday, but that falls on a Thursday. So I think next week. I think next week is like the prime time for them to announce the thing, and then I don't know if they would give us a release date or not, but so if they don't announce it sometime in October, I don't think it's going to get announced at all in 2024. And that potentially means not that Nintendo needs a huge turnaround time to announce it and then for it to come out, but
right.
Maybe we're looking at like a holiday release for this thing, which kind of bums me out because I wanted to come out in March or April, which is kind of in the rumors so far. But
yeah, I think it's still on the table. And Harrison, if it gets revealed next week, text me code red, okay? Because I'll be in Italy.
Yep.
I don't know my time zones over there, so I know my 9 a.m. and my 10 a.m. here.
Well, they probably won't announce, like, if they'll probably be like a lead up to like pre-orders. I doubt they'll announce it and then.
Oh yeah, they probably won't do pre-orders right away, because they didn't do that until like January.
Yeah.
Of 2017, so they'll probably just reveal it and then let people sit with that information. That being said, man, I'm excited. I'm excited.
I feel like I'm excited to see what they got cooking up
pretty soon. Yeah. But I guess before we get into all that, Harrison, I know we talked about it a
Yeah.
little bit before the show, but you went to a very exciting concert
Yeah. We went to
over the
my wife and
weekend.
I. We celebrated our fifth anniversary, and so we ended up going to Charlotte, which was a little bit of a sketchy situation because right now, obviously, North Carolina is dealing with the hurricane, so
Mhm.
it's been crazy. Luckily, we live in kind of like central esque
Central.
North Carolina, so we're not dealing with what the western side has been dealing with. Um, but that being said, we were looking at because initially we were going to go to the mountains in North Carolina and get like a cabin
God.
or something. So luckily we didn't do that. But when we got to our hotel in Charlotte, they didn't have any power. Um, so and when we got there, we rolled up and it didn't look it didn't look that nice. Like the inside, I guess, looked good, but the outside it didn't. So we got there, and I'm just like, I don't know about this. And then we
Yeah.
got in, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't have power." And they were like, "You still want to check in?" I was like, "No, I don't want to check in. Are you crazy?" So we ended up getting a refund, which is fine. And then we ended up finding a hotel, um, like a mile or so away, which was much nicer. They had like full breakfast, full dinner.
Oh, nice.
They gave you like a drink voucher, so each person got 2 free drinks a night while you were there. Um,
Dang, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice.
yes, yeah. So I mean, it was more expensive than what we're going to be paying at the other hotel, but free breakfast, free dinner essentially, and we ate dinner there both nights. And then if
Free drinks.
yeah, four free drinks a piece, so that I think that adds up, makes it worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we end up going to see Plain White Tees, and the Used was the headliner, which I had never seen them live before, so that was really awesome. Um,
You hadn't seen them at Warped Tour?
I think they played later when we went the one time. Um, so yeah, I don't think I've seen them. I feel like I would have remembered if I saw them, but yeah,
Mhm.
they were really good. It's the first show I've been to in probably 10 years, so it has been a very long time since I've been to any sort of concert.
No
So
way, 'cause
yeah,
had it been that long since we had gone to Pierce the Veil and All Time Low?
I didn't
Or
go to that one.
you you did. Maybe not All Time Low, but it was
I saw Pierce the Veil and Sleeping with Sirens.
yeah.
But did you go to that? I don't. I thought Brittany and I just went to that.
I definitely went with you to the Fillmore and we saw Pierce the Veil.
Did
I
I don't
promise you. I promise you. I think Ben might have been with us. I don't know, but
maybe we saw. I don't know.
I'll find out.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
Let me
find
know
out. But
because
we
yeah,
definitely did.
I don't remember. But anyways, yeah, because I think before that I saw Fall Out Boy live, and then it was Pierce the Veil and Sleep with Sirens not too long after that, and then I haven't seen
Mhm.
anything since. So definitely have an itch to do that again because like that's such an awesome experience. Like
Yeah.
yeah, and like the Use was incredible live. Like yeah, they were really good. Played a bunch of their like main hits, which is always appreciated. A couple of their newer stuff. So
Mhm.
yeah, it was a great time.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When you're, and I guess it's been a while since you've gone to a show, but leading up to this one, did you listen to the Used and Play My Tees, or
Not
did
really.
you just
Well, no,
go?
we did listen to some of the used stuff, which they've had a lot of like I really haven't caught like I haven't listened to a lot of their stuff in between like In Love and Death, which is like I think their first or second album. I had listened to a couple of albums, but I haven't listened. Like I download. They just had one come out in July, so I downloaded that
Mhm.
and was listening to it. And I think they played one song off of that album, maybe, but they played a lot of
Oh,
their
dang.
old stuff, so it was awesome.
Nice.
But and we were at in the venue, we were on the side of the stage, but I mean we were after because we were standing there, and Tom from Playing My Tees was standing there like drinking like a Truly or something, and I looked over and I was like, I tapped my wife's shoulder, I was like, I think that's the lead singer of Playing My Tees. He's right there. What the hell? What is going on? And then And then and he walked back and got ready, whatever. He was watching the opener, and then they came out and played, and then the opener came out there and like ran across like the area between the barricade and like the stage, and we're like dancing and stuff. It was really cool. Like I guess I never really noticed because I'm always in the crowd, but I guess I didn't think about the other bands coming out and watching each other. I don't know if they always do that, but it was cool.
Man, yeah, that's super cool to kind of see like it's almost like seeing backstage stuff.
Yeah, like behind the scenes stuff. Like, and it was so funny because they were like they had the production guys right there too, and they had Always Sunny in the watching it on Netflix, and one of the production guys comes out and he's like doing a TikTok or something of the band playing, and then he zooms over to Always Sunny and he zooms in. So it was pretty funny. But yeah, it was such a great time. I can't wait to get back to another show. So
hell yeah.
But yeah, obviously I didn't really have time to play anything this week. I did play. I think I'm into the second dungeon in Echoes of Wisdom, so I'm very very early on. But I'm really liking it so far.
Yeah, same here. I think I'm 4 or 5 dungeons in.
Oh wow,
Fair and Wetlands. Yeah, I'm pretty deep. I got a good amount of time in this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm loving this game. Like I've listened to a lot of reviews and watched a lot of reviews. They all kind of say it's a perfect marriage of, old school, dungeon based 2D Zeldas, and then kind of marrying that with Tears of the Kingdom, or Breath of the Wild. And I do agree. I think it's, kind of a perfect mix of those. And I don't know. It feels like an evolution of A Link Between Worlds, which has that rental system in it. I mean, to the point where like each echo you get kind of feels like an item of itself, and some of them are just like combat items, like getting a bokoblin or something like that, while others feel like you're getting a boomerang or something of that equivalent.
Yeah, because they I mean like you said, it really does feel like a blend of obviously Link's Awakening art style, and how that plays with like a Tears of the Kingdom. Like you can just clearly see the obviously the influences that Tears of the Kingdom has. And I think Grezzo did a really great job. The only critique I have of the game right now is it's pretty yappy. Like it kind of like stops, and I don't know. It's in the way that Tears of the Kingdom just kind of lets you go. This one, like every single time something happens, like Tri has got something to say about it, and that's fine. But as someone who's a veteran Zelda player at this point, like I like, oh, is that Link right there? I think that's Link. It's like, yeah, it's Link.
I don't know. I've been okay with it.
Yeah.
This far into the game, and like I really appreciate playing as Zelda and seeing all the backstory for Link. Like I don't know if you saw that.
I do like the fact that all the villagers are like praising Link all the time.
Like like, where's Link? Like
and I'm probably critiquing it a little bit harder than I should, just because I've had so little time. So like when we were at the hotel, Brittany was getting ready, and I picked up my Switch for like 30 minutes maybe, and like half of that time was like a lot of dialogue. So I was like, but so that's probably on me. And once I actually can sit down and play for 3 to 4 hours at a time, it's probably just fine. But
yeah, and I think it's front loaded for sure.
Yeah, you're probably
a lot of dialogue in the first few hours, and then like each of the areas has its own subplot that's going on. And
where did you go first? After you get like you do the first dungeon, you can kind of split off and do your own thing.
Went towards the Jabul waters.
Okay, I went left and went to the Gerudo Valley. So
okay,
it's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm loving, like, it's got like, it's got like the caves like Breath of the Wild or I guess like Tears of the Kingdom has. And I was like, okay, well, what are they going to put in these caves? Because like items aren't going to be really there. Is it going to be rupees every time? And then I got to the end of this one cave, and it was a P-hat or whatever, like the spinning, guy with the blades. and like I fought him and then got his echo, and I was like, okay, anything else? And I was like, okay, no, this is what this is like the item
that's
that I'm
the item
getting.
you're getting. Yeah.
And I've used that one a ton because it's pretty effective, especially against more than multiple enemies at a time. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, I think they nailed exactly what they were trying to do with this game, and it being different enough, from a traditional top down Zelda game. All the I love those games, and I would love to see another one of those in the future. I think this one is pretty unique compared to the others.
Yeah, and like I think it takes a lot of great stuff from Tears. The two kind of main critiques I have of the game so far is one, the echo inventory system is pretty atrocious, just like it was in Tears of the Kingdom. Like you're scrolling from left to right, and I'm at the point now where I have 80 echoes. Like it's a pretty crazy
like
amount.
30, maybe 30 plus at this point, and I'm pretty early, and I'm like, and you can, I mean, it does sort it for you, where I think you can like the most like recently acquired or like recently used or something like that, but
right,
it's still not great. I wish you could favorite some. Can you not favorite any of them?
No, you can't favorite. I wish. I don't know. I almost wish you could have like different rows.
Yeah.
Instead of like one singular row.
Like items and then monsters,
yeah,
something like that.
But like, I don't know if that would make it any better. It's just kind of a product of not a larger problem, but just the general mechanic of the game.
Yeah.
Where you're collecting all these things that you're going to use, so it's hard to sort them all.
Because I assume like on the D-pad, like right now, I think I've got like down is to open up the item menu, and then up is to activate the sword ability.
Yeah.
And I assume left and right get used at some point.
I think so.
Okay. Because I was gonna say like maybe like it would have been kind of nice if like you could somehow do like a radial kind of menu where you could favorite your favorite, the ones you want to use the most or something like that. But obviously it's you can only have so much on the controller.
Yeah. And then my other critique is I kind of wish they would have like gone with a different UI direction as compared to Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, just because that it feels a little. I mean, it's ripped straight from Tears, so it feels samey. I wish they would have kind of gone in their own direction and done something really unique, just because we've seen this UI during the entire Switch's life cycle with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. That's a small critique. Everything else I'm loving. I'm not really having issues with like frame rate. I know it switches between 60 and 30. That's not really bothering me that much. I'm used to the Switch. I'm used to 30 FPS. Like it's not a huge deal.
I kind of wish they would have just tried to lock it at 30, and that way there's not like that unstableness that sometimes happens in the game. Mm-hmm. But I mean, if they were to lock it at 30 and then it goes below, I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
At this point, you just kind of take it. There hasn't been any sort of spot where I'm like, oh, it's just kind of like, like you said, I'm just kind of used to it at this point. Like it's not,
you're kind of used to it.
Deal. As long as it's not like in single digits, I'm pretty okay.
Yeah, as long as it's not like Arceus levels or Pokemon levels, then we're doing all right.
Yeah,
doing all right. Yeah. So you've done 2 dungeons. You did the the initial one, and then you did the Gerudo
dungeon. I am on the Gerudo dungeon, so I have not finished
on the Gerudo dungeon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm pretty, but yeah, I'm loving like going into the rifts and doing that stuff, collecting the I don't know, tries friends. I can't remember what they're called, but collecting them, and then then going to the actual dungeons. So yeah, it's really cool so far.
Heck yeah.
I've seen some crazy movement of like the bed glitch. I don't know if you can call it a glitch, but you put the bed out and then you throw out the tornado enemy, and it like blows up the bed like super high up, and you can kind of jump and skip areas. So I'm sure Nintendo will patch that out, but
I don't know. Like,
but also they had weird stuff in Tears of the Kingdom, so it's like maybe they'll. Yeah, maybe they'll just let it go. I mean, it's not a
I mean,
huge deal.
Their entire philosophy of the game was to kind of break the rules.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe
if they come across something that they didn't plan for, I think that's okay. Yeah. Same, like you said, same thing as Tears of the Kingdom, where there's a million ways to solve a problem.
Yeah. What is your favorite enemies that you've acquired so far?
There's like not like I think it's like a King Zalphos, something like that. That one's really good. I really like the flying tile. I don't know if you have that one, but you can jump on it.
I've got that
fly.
quest to get it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. And then the water block echo.
Okay.
That one's really great. That one kind of takes the place of, stacking beds on top of each other.
Okay.
You can just stack 4 water blocks and swim up. That one's really great.
Yeah, and I didn't realize going into it that they're like the enemies could level up essentially. Once you found like a specific type, it would give you like a level up of it. So like I think I just got like the level 2 Gibdo. And I appreciate this game because like yeah, you could go into like the encyclopedia or whatever and kind of know the names of some of these enemies, but some of the enemies I never actually knew the names of. So it's like I probably should, but seeing them pop up on the screen, it's like, oh, that's what it's actually called,
Yeah, it's like you never see it.
I like the re-dead enemy, like being able to use that and freeze people, like finally reverse that on somebody. It's a lot of fun. So
finally fight back.
Yeah. This game is great. It's really fun.
So smart, so smartly designed. Yeah. I mean, this is for anyone wondering, it's a mainline Zelda. It feels like it. It doesn't feel like a spinoff. This feels like the next iteration of 2D Zelda. It feels like it's the direction that it should go in. I don't know if they'll keep the echoes in the next iteration, whatever it is, but it definitely seems like they're approaching from the perspective of having as much freedom as possible to solve puzzles, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. And I've been playing I ended up picking up the Switch Lite. So I ended up getting that. So for
nice.
Yeah. And this I have not had to justify the purchase. I have personally not had a Switch Lite myself. So I haven't really. I mean, my daughter has one, but I haven't really sat down and actually played it. And I don't know. It's kind of cool. I know we're 6 years into the Switch Lites. Switch Lites been on the market, but yeah, it's a cool little,
it's comforting.
It's a cool little device.
It's very like, I love the feeling of
like the triggers or whatever, like very clicky. Feels good.
And the buttons aren't as loud.
No.
Which is great.
Yeah. But yeah, it feels really good. Like it is. I mean, it's in the name, but it is so light compared to the Switch.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I'll probably, because I need to play this on the OLED and see how it looks. But I mean, yeah, it looks pretty good on the Lite. So pretty awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I've been playing mostly on the TV.
Okay.
With this one.
I'll probably play here in a little bit once we're finished up. Play a little bit more before bed. But
nice.
Have you, I guess, any more thoughts on Zelda?
I think it's great, man. I think it's a really great, just a really great 2D game, 2D Zelda.
Yeah.
And people don't sleep on this game. It's really good.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how it'll sell. Being the kind of the last major game of the Switch.
I think it'll do 5 million.
Yeah, you think so? How much are they expecting to sell? About 5 or 6, 7 million?
Yeah, around that.
Okay. I expected it to do something around there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's quite good. Have you played any more Wukong since last week?
Yeah, I have. Just a little bit. I'm still in chapter 4.
Okay. So you're on the spider? Is that the spider lady? Yeah. That's a cool.
Spider lady. Yeah, it's a cool one. I just passed the point where you fight. I guess spoilers for Black Myth. You fight your sidekick that you get in chapter 3. Yeah, I beat his ass, man.
Have you done the second phase or like the second fight?
No, I stopped right after.
Okay.
Right after. I was playing right before this.
So you fought him after like he came out of the little room and turned or whatever. Okay. So yeah,
I'm assuming that was like the easy part of the fight.
Yeah, he gets a little bit more challenging, but he's right after. Like you backtrack like a minute to where that shrine is, and then something happens, and then you fight him again.
Okay.
And then there's a really cool portion of the after you beat him. So
sick.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm really liking this chapter.
Yeah,
I like
it's cool.
The spider theme.
Definitely. Cool. I don't know if you've gotten, and you may not have yet, but definitely go to the secret area of this game and get the special weapon like you got for the chapter 2's boss, because you'll need it. He's
okay.
His ability is pretty OP if you don't have it.
I'll need to look up where that is. Is that like the Minotaur boss?
It's in that area where the Minotaur boss is.
I mean, is the final boss like the Minotaur guy?
No, it's like some demon thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's like a whole like separate like side story for that to get that thing, but it's really cool.
Cool.
So, cool.
Nice. Have you been playing anything else, or just
Zelda? Yeah, just Zelda. I played a little more. I don't know if I played any more Pluck Esquire, to be honest. Which I'll get around to. Zelda came out, and then, like I said, I've been kind of on like a gaming breakish, but
yeah.
I played a little bit more Prince of Persia. Didn't play much from last week, but it's pretty hard. That DLC is actually pretty challenging.
Okay, I bought it. I haven't.
Okay.
Played it yet.
Yeah, it's really good though. So yeah, I'm gonna play that. I gotta play more of that. So I really haven't played much more.
Nice.
But
yeah, a lot of games in the backlog.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick up Dead Rising at some point this month or in October. Just nice little spooky zombie game. But I wanna get through Zelda first. But yeah, let's dive into the news. Nick, we had the State of Play last week that came out, or aired, I should say. I didn't hate it as much as everyone else did. I don't know. I felt like people like really, really hated it, and I thought it was okay for what it was.
Yeah, I thought it was alright.
Yeah,
they didn't have any. I'm trying to think of the announcements that State of Play had. I know it had Ghost of Yotai,
which I really do need to go finish Ghost of Tsushima. Of course, you got the weirdos online. They're like, "Oh, you play as a female," like blah blah blah. I'm like, whatever, man. Just
who cares?
Just chill out. I guess some people wanted to play as the main protagonist again. So I get that, but I think this one's set in like 300 years in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So it's obviously well past that character's time. But yeah, I mean that was kind of the big thing. But also, I don't know if that was rumored, but I saw a lot of people like expecting that to be there, so I'm not sure.
I don't think it was leaked or anything. I just think that given the timeline of that game's release, people kind of expected it. So I mean, it was a great announcement, and then of course, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered got announced.
Yep.
With the $10 upgrade, if you already own the game.
I think that's fair.
No,
I think
I'm
fair. Not. I rolled my eyes when they got announced, of course, but once they announced that it was gonna be, you could pay $10 to get it, get the upgrade. I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, I still feel like time could have been invested in other remasters, but
that's my main my main disappointment with it. Is that you could have just remastered Bloodborne, man.
Yeah, I mean they're all in on Horizon. I mean they've got a TV show coming out. Horizon 3 is probably coming out, in the near future.
A Lego game coming out.
Lego game, they announced the release date for that, November 14th. Which I'm still up in the air if I'm going to pick that up. That might be a fun co-op game with Kellen. We'll see. Because I don't think we've played a Lego game together before, so he might like that a lot actually. So yeah. And then I mean, what else? we got a new controller colors. Mark Cerny came out, and did another bad job of trying to convince everybody to get a PS5 Pro.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. They fumbled the bag so hard with this Pro. I mean, it's so unnecessary. I know we talked about it before, but they just gave you no
the value proposition isn't there.
They give you no reasons to pick it up. And if they had a really awesome game to launch with it, like I may consider selling my 5, and trying to get as much money I can for it, and then upgrade to the Pro if there was something cool to play. But there's nothing to play, and I don't want to play Last of Us Part 2 again for the.
You can't show me Last of Us 2.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
Like, I'm sorry, that's not a game that I want to go back and replay.
No, I tried replaying the game a couple years ago. That's weird. Like, and yeah, I was like, and I do want to replay it and just give it. I mean, I enjoyed the game. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. But I need to give it. I need to.
It's a wonderful experience that I don't want to play again.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
and I think that's fine. Like, I think, yeah.
I mean, I played the first.
Sorry,
part one.
I think I'm lagging.
Yeah, I mean, I played part 1 a few times, so I mean, I wouldn't mind going back and playing that game again, but not for $700 to play that game again. So, what else did they announce?
Astrobot.
Oh, the DLC. The DLC. Yep. So we're getting Stellar Blade costume or Stellar Blade bots, Helldivers bots, which I was pretty excited for, because I am kind of itching to go back to Astrobot, but obviously there's nothing else to do. So we got 5 new like speed run challenge levels, which is very exciting. We didn't get a release date for that, but they did say 2024.
Yep.
Stellar Blade Cross Near is coming at some point, which is interesting because I don't know if that's going to be DLC, like actual like or if it's just going to be costumes or like a mission or something. That one's kind of weird.
Did you see the quote from I think it was the producer of Nier?
He just likes money.
He was like, I'll do anything for money.
Yeah. Which I mean that makes sense because those games are obviously Stellar Blade is very, takes a lot from Nier, which I haven't played personally, but I know that it does.
Yeah, it's pretty. So yeah, cool. I don't know what that'll be. I'm sure it'll just be a costume and I don't know, challenge levels or something. I can't imagine it being like a fully fleshed out DLC.
And see, I would love an expansion for Stellar, and I think that's why I didn't hate this thing as much as I thought I would, because like some of my favorite games this year, Stellar Blade, Wukong, Astrobot, all single, all PlayStation exclusive. So I've seen a lot of stuff that I've already enjoyed, and I'm getting a little bit more of. So that's exciting to me. But obviously, I know a lot of people were disappointed. But I just had no expectations going into this thing, so it's like I can't be mad because
I mean, we got Alan Wake 2, DLC, Lake
Can't
House.
wait for that.
Hell Is Us looked really cool.
That looked interesting.
Like a Souls-like of some sort. Power World coming to PS5. Got to pay for those legal fees somehow.
Yeah, on the cusp of just when Nintendo's announcing that they're suing, which they're not suing for copyright. They're suing for mechanics, like the ball catching mechanics, which is extremely dangerous if they win, because you can't patent like a mechanic, like a gameplay mechanic.
Like they have.
That's insane.
There's a lot of mechanics.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
That's like FromSoft patenting like the soul retrieval mechanic. Like that's insane.
Maybe they have.
Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that if they were to win in court, that just sets a very dangerous precedent for future games.
Right, and it's like that. What is it? The Nemesis system, and
that's also patented by Warner Brothers, and they don't use it, which is frustrating because it's such a cool system.
Yeah, everything else. I'm looking at the list here. I mean, they showed off more of Monster Hunter Wilds. I don't need to see any more of that game.
I want to get this game and give it another shot because I feel like this could be the one. But I think I've said that for all of them. But
Yeah.
also, like, I think what this comes out, like Monster Hunter Wilds comes out the same day as like 2 other games. Like February is so stacked right now, especially with Assassin's Creed coming out or got delayed, which we'll talk about here in a second. But yeah, it's so stacked.
And this happens every year. Like, what is it with every game kind of getting pushed off to February of the next year? Like, I feel like this happens every single year where, like, games get delayed, release dates get announced, and they're all for February.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
like, dude, like, read the
Put it in
room.
January. Like January is such a sleeper month.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, Prince of Persia. That was a January game.
Yeah.
That's great. Any other thoughts on the state of play?
No, I just thought it was I thought it was average. I didn't think it was terrible.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was great. I thought it was solid for what it was. And again, with PlayStation already saying they weren't going to have anything, major come out this year outside from Astrobot. I just didn't expect anything from it. And I think, and this may be telling of the market right now, but I know that the PlayStation 5 Pro 30th anniversary is sold out, but you can still get the Pro if you want it. So
yeah,
I think that's pretty telling of where people are at with that thing right now.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily of the market, but just of what the PS5 Pro is offering. And I just think, we talk about this all the time, but graphically from a fidelity perspective, we've peaked. We're already there. And the PS5 Pro is trying to mend the gap between performance and fidelity, but a lot of people don't care about that. They just want to play Call of Duty, Fortnite.
What are your most popular games in the world? Like Minecraft, Fortnite, Roblox, all games that don't look particularly great, or they're solid for what they are. Like they're not trying to push.
They're not trying to push the
medium
narrative. Push the medium.
And yes, we do enjoy our beautiful looking games, but at some point, and we talked about this last week, but at some point, it's like I'd rather just the gameplay run. I'd rather the game just run great. Like focus on 60 or whatever, and then maybe scale back the ray tracing, take that out completely. I think ray tracing's a scam. Like I think it's not a scam, but like I think it's so pointless. I mean, games already look great without it. I just don't think. I think developers.
I'm not looking at it. You know what I mean?
I think developers in general just hyper fixated on ray tracing, and I think got away from what makes gaming fun, and that's like gameplay, like and making it sure it runs smoothly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, not every developer is like that, but it's like when your boxes are promoting 8K and all this bullshit, it's like come on,
right?
Let's get away from that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a time and place for a cinematic experience that looks really great. I mean, I think Hellblade is an example of a game that wouldn't show as well to the consumer if it didn't look as great as it did.
Yeah.
Because the gameplay is not up to par.
Yeah.
Whereas, a game like The Last of Us or God of War, I'm just thinking of PlayStation games. Like those games focus more on gameplay. So you don't need you just don't need it. It's not a necessity. It's not a necessity for Nintendo games. It's not for most Xbox games, for most PlayStation games. It's just a buzzword to throw out that most people don't care about.
Yeah, and be real with yourself. Like, how many times have you gone through played God of War or Last of Us or whatever, and you walk through an environment and you're like, damn, I wish this looked prettier. It's like, no, the game already looks incredible.
Yeah.
It's like
and like you have all these developer showcases of that are showcasing like all the the graphical fidelity of a game, showing off all the cool areas, walking around very slowly, panning to the vistas and all that kind of stuff. Gamers don't do that. Nobody does that. They just run from objective to objective, from point A to point B, and don't worry about looking at the foliage of the trees or looking at the imprints on the dirt, looking at the reflections of the rays of the sun. Like no one's paying attention to that stuff.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Shall we get into the next news topic here?
Yeah, you want to read it off?
So, Assassin's Creed Shadow has been delayed. Is it Shadow or Shadows?
Shadows.
It has been delayed to February 2025. This is kind of coming off of the back of Star Wars Outlaws, which didn't do too well at launch. I think it just came out that it only sold 1 million copies in its first month, which is pretty bad for a Star Wars game and for an Ubisoft game.
Yeah.
But this is kind of a response to that performance. I guess they're taking time to polish the game, make sure there aren't any bugs, make sure there aren't any hiccups, which I think that makes sense. But hearing that Outlaws only sold 1 million, I'm sure that's a financial failure.
Yeah, because just paying like the licensing fee alone is probably extremely high.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows? And I'm sure it'll sell a little bit better closer to Black Friday. But that's also kind of what's notorious about Ubisoft is their games. And we joke about it all the time, but they literally go on sale so quick that I think people will just wait. People were like, now if this game was like a 9 out of 10 type of game, scoring in the 90s or maybe even the upper 80s, maybe it would have sold better, at launch. But I just think Ubisoft has that problem of their games go on sale immediately. There's no value, in a Ubisoft game. Obviously,
yeah.
Most people are buying digital anyway, so there's no resale value there. But it's not like a must-have zeitgeist kind of games that they make anymore.
Yeah, it's really not. Both you and I picked up Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
On launch, knowing that it would go on sale within a month or two, but
yeah,
we were okay.
That game was what, $30, so it's like
it was like 50.
Was it $50? Oh yeah, you're right. It was like 50.
Yeah, but the scores were high. It was reviewing very well. We were okay with jumping in because we knew the value was there. Whereas with Skull and Bones, with Outlaws,
and there wasn't anything around at that time too.
Yeah, that too.
Which I'm somewhat excited for Shadows. I liked Valhalla a lot, but I also hadn't played Assassin's Creed in probably since 4. So I had skipped all the games where they kind of jumped to like the RPG style thing. I know a lot of people like Origins, and what's the other one?
Odyssey.
I know a lot of people like those, and then Valhalla was kind of a continuation on that. Obviously, that game was a little bit too long, in my opinion, but I did enjoy it for what it was. So I was looking forward to Shadows, but I'm glad it's getting delayed, just so they can have extra time to get that thing polished. Unfortunately, it's launching, I think, same day as Monster Hunter Wilds, and maybe something else. I'm not 100% sure.
Let me see.
But also, this game has not had the greatest reception going into it, so.
Yeah, has a lot. That's the problem with like every Ubisoft game is every game has a lot of controversy surrounding it.
And whether or not you agree with that controversy or not,
it still muddies the waters.
Yeah, it still definitely muddies the water. And there's conversations all the time about video games and where they're located and being historically accurate. And it's Assassin's Creed has never been really historically accurate. They have historical figures in locations, but those characters had obviously did stuff that they didn't do in real life. So whatever. We're not gonna get into all that, but yeah, like you said, it still muddies the water of like even it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. It's still like
still bad press. You know what I mean? Okay, here's the February release schedule. Civ 7, February 11th,
which is always a huge, at least a huge PC game for sure.
Yeah. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, that's also the 11th.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Shadows, that's the 14th. Avowed, the 18th.
Wow, that's right. Gosh.
Yeah. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. That's the 28th.
The games are getting very popular now.
Yeah, and then Monster Hunter Wilds is the 28th. So it's okay. 2 weeks separated, but
still that
being said, February is a very busy month for big games. Like Avowed, that's a big game. Shadows big, Civ 7 big, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 big. I mean, all of these with the exception of Like a Dragon.
Yeah.
Like a Dragon, big in terms of like length of the game. I think that one's going to be shorter.
Yeah, shorter experience.
Yeah, but all these other games, they're like RPGs. They're big games. You know, that's a hard market. It's just, yeah. I mean, there's just
a lot of games. I would have put it out in January, but obviously,
yeah. I mean, it's hard. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they do January? Why wouldn't they do mid to late March? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that they would pick like the only month in 2025 that has all these actual game releases. Yeah.
Yeah. You think the marketing team would have said, "Hey, whoa, wait, we need to not put it here," but and I don't think Assassin's Creed is that big. I mean, maybe years ago, but again, with like all the controversy going into this one, it's like maybe you shouldn't. You know, you're not the big dog. You know, I think Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be.
That's the big one.
That's the big one. So yeah,
I think
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they pushed it again, to be honest. But who knows?
I don't know. I'm rooting for them because I want this game to do well. Like I want Shadows to be a really good Assassin's Creed. Not that they haven't had good ones in the past 10 years. I mean,
solid. I mean, all of them are generally solid. So I mean, they're probably the better of the Ubisoft games that are made. But yeah,
it's tough. It's a tough market.
It is. I'm very curious on how Avowed is going to do as well, with it being right in the kind of the middle of all that stuff.
And like even I'm hesitant to play it because I'm worried it's going to get a 60 FPS patch later on in 2025.
Yeah, I would honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they can do it. If Xbox was to announce they were pushing it up like in January, move it to January. But they probably need more. They probably need that extra month or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. And then potentially Switch 2 coming out in March, maybe, or April. Just we don't know yet. But that's a potential situation that they could. Yeah, a lot going on in early 2025.
I'm worried for Avowed. Worried for Shadows.
Yeah. Oh man, I want Avowed to be good.
I do too.
We'll see.
I'm really worried about performance.
Yeah.
30 frames. I mean, going into 2025, it's becoming unacceptable to have 30 frames for a first person game. And Avowed doesn't look that, like visually doesn't look that great.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why
they can't do it.
Where the holdup is. Yeah, why they can't do it.
You're a first party multi-billion-dollar company. Like, what's the deal?
Yeah.
On your platform.
Right. And there are reports coming out that Xbox is kind of a mess right now.
Yeah.
In terms of their teams, but I don't know.
Add it to their struggles, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
And
gaming's getting weird, man. Like it's, I don't know.
We need some Switch 2 news to pull us out of this. Yeah. I feel like every week we have some like negative news or something. It's just I don't know. It feels like it's in a really weird space.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating, but I mean, Xbox has been on that path for quite a while. So luckily they haven't really. I mean, we haven't had anything major happen for a while. I mean, I know they. I mean, we didn't talk about it
since.
But I mean, they did just lay off a bunch of people. But it sounded like, well, I can't remember what division got cut, but I think it was more.
I'm not sure.
More just like extra jobs and stuff from the merger.
Just redundancies from the merger.
Yeah, stuff that you kind of expect whenever companies merge like that, or companies get acquired. But no studios were shut down, so that's a good thing. So
yep.
So we'll see. All right, well, I think that is going to wrap up the show. Fantasy critic update. Nick, I have 180 points. You are at 114.
Oh my god!
But you've got a lot of games coming up. Where I think I just had a lot of games fall.
Yeah, September was kind of your month.
Yeah, so you've got Silent Hill 2 remake, which comes out next week. Which, from the previews, it looks like it's looking good. I do have that one marked against you, so we'll see. Yeah, I also, since Assassin's Creed got delayed, that's going to be an automatic 0 for me, so that's a little bit of a bummer. And then you got Metaphor ReFantazio coming out 3 days later. I've got Sparking 0 coming out on the 11th as well. And then you've got a run of Super Mario Party Jamboree, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Dragon Age The Veilguard, which looks pretty good. I didn't realize that it has like the Mass Effect kind of radial menu where you can do like your spells and then also control your allies as well. So I'm more excited for that game than I was.
Yeah.
And then you got Brothership coming up, and then I've got Dragon Quest 3 in November, Lego Horizon Adventures in November, and then you've got Microsoft Simulator in November,
which will be a sleeper hit,
a 97 or something ridiculous, as it always does.
Yeah, man, it's hard to say how this is going to play out.
Yeah, I mean, right now, just looking at the projected points, you are set to win by 3 at 222.2, and I'm at 219.5. Wow. So I think it's gonna come down to the wire on this one. So
what was our bet? Was it just loser buys the winner a game?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Something like that.
All right.
Yeah. So
maybe we should like announce the winner on our game of the year.
Yeah.
Conversation.
Yeah.
Wow.
When is the Game Awards? Is that in December?
Yeah, I think it's like the 6th or the 7th.
Okay. I know it's on a 3rd. I think it's the 7th. December 12th.
Oh, the 12th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I think is on a Thursday. Yeah, pretty excited for that one because, I mean, gosh, if the Switch 2 is announced by then, I mean, they could show off some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And Switch 2 developers can, or third-party developers can start announcing some really cool things as well.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm excited for all of the developers to be able to talk about their games, and I'm sure they've all been working hard on something.
Yeah, and maybe I have a feeling because Sarah Bond earlier this year did say we're going to see something new from Xbox, and things may have changed because of just how poorly I think Xbox has done this year, or at least with their messaging and marketing. But I think they're going to announce that handheld coming out sometime next year.
Hopefully, it's that native handheld.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, I think 2024 is not Xbox's year as we had previously thought it would be.
Nor was 2023 or 2022 or 2021 or 2020. Well, they did have Halo in 2021, so I mean that's. But it was so rocky.
I just remember them saying they pushed Avowed because they had too many games coming out, and you know, as far as I can tell, I haven't played an Xbox game since Hellblade 2 back in May.
Yeah.
I don't know what was on their calendar, to be honest.
I mean, they've got Call of Duty, which is going to be huge for them.
Yeah.
And then they've got
Flight Sim.
They've got that, what was that, Aura game, History Untold, but that's already came out, I think. And then Indiana Jones in December. So they've got like a game every month. And Stalker 2 as well. So they've got a game every month, I think. So I mean,
just kind of backloaded.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's ironic because they haven't had any games at all this generation. So for them to be like, oh, we got too many games, it's like, all right, asshole, just
reel it in. Yeah,
reel it in. Because we don't even know if these games are going to be putting out are any good. So
yeah.
But yeah, still got a lot of stuff to be excited for game wise this year. Still could have some really fun announcements that we don't know about yet. Game Awards is coming up, so could be.
I mean, the list we just went through of all of our fantasy critic games. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, a lot of those games I'm going to play. So yeah, looking forward to them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So that is going to wrap up the show. We'll be back next week at our normal time, probably talking some more Zelda as we played through.
I will not be back next week.
That's right. No, you're. Yeah. We'll probably take a break then next week.
Yeah.
Unless something maybe crazy happens, I may do a solo dolo show, but
right.
Yeah, we'll see. But
and then I get back not next Monday, but the Monday after that.
Okay.
So tentatively
2 weeks. 3 weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
If Monday doesn't work out, maybe we can do Tuesday.
Okay. But then I might sprinkle something in between the time.
Okay.
To fill out the gap a little bit. So yeah, exciting stuff. All right, well, we'll be back when we come back.
When we be back.
Yep. Everyone enjoy Zelda, and whatever else we've been playing.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.